Back in 2014 and 15, the premium tanks used to be a bit worse than their Tech 3 counterparts in exchange for significantly better credit income rating. In past 2 years, we met tanks which were well balanced and some ridiculously overpowered. Does this one falls into the first category or the second? I am Neil and this is my review of ISU-130. ISU-130 history is rather short. It was constructed in October 1944 by changing gun on ISU-122S from 122mm to 130mm naval gun. Trials were finished by end of December same year, which showed the gun is not only worse than 122mm, but there was just not enough ammunition to supply ISU's 130s on the battle. The nail to the coffin was nailed by end of the war and there was no need for such tank anymore. Not a single tank ever entered the service. Moving on to World of Tanks Blitz, this is unusual tank which have its upside and definitely downside as well, and as such made me rethink the equipment, ammo setup and bit of playstyle as well. Its direct competitor in this case is really ISU-152. They share many similarities and really differ on the gun and few minor changes. The most extreme change happened in the gun compartment. 130mm cannon have its spirit, and with standard AP shells it deals quite nice 2741 damage per minute. ISU-152 deals only 40 damage more, and with such insignificant difference both tanks are doing pretty well even against other tier 8 tank destroyers. They also share the same gun depression of 6 degrees, which is kind of alright because they are tank destroyers and as such they tend to stay safe on some reasonable distance, so they have plenty of time to find good positions to shoot from. Shell velocity is also almost the same and it is one of the slowest in the tier, and at this point everything else on the gun just changes. 230mm of penetration on standard AP shell is not much. It's a bit below average, but you should be able to manage to pen most of the tanks. But if you need a bit more penetration, then you are screwed. All the TDs use heats or APCRs, and their higher pen is compensated by a lower alpha damage per shot. So if Scorpion's 246 is not enough, he can always switch to APCR to sacrifice 70 damage per shot to increase its penetration to 311. That's actually quite a lot, isn't it? But ISU-130 can't do that. ISU-130 increases damage, sacrificing penetration. It sounds like HE, but it actually isn't. It doesn't share HE alpha damage either. It is still AP with rather higher TNT filling. So you are getting 60 more alpha damage by reducing your penetration to 195mm, and that's not much for a TD. Yet if you can pen, you can effectively increase your DPM to 3158, a lot. And if you would use consumables, you can reach almost 3500 damage per minute in a tier 8, and that's a mad value. The whole issue with this penetration is you just can't switch to premium and get that needed penetration. You'll get a DPM, and sometimes that's not what you want or what you need, and it will cost you a game. So I gave up on rammer and used calibrated shells. I know AP get improved only by 5%, but having 242 instead of 230mm is really something I prefer over mad DPM. And if you accept it, you are no use for tier 9 heavies, get a rammer and you'll dominate tier 8s. And 7s obviously. And when I mentioned ammo loadout, my primary ammo is premium one in this case, and if I can't penetrate the target, then I switch to standard AP. It's funny, it's the other way around, and that also means shooting is a bit pricey. Another difference is aim time and gun dispersion, and mostly gun dispersion on the move. Aim time is 2.4 seconds, and as such it is quite average within the tier and a bit better than ISU-152. Gun dispersion when stationary is one of the best in the tier and closely competing with Scorpion G, and Scorpion G have a laser gun. But the biggest difference is dispersion on the move. 0.12 is less than half of what ISU-152 have and significantly less than any other TD in the tier and probably even in the game. It is so good, it is the second best in whole tier out of all tanks like heavies, lights, mediums, like all of them. So you should not be afraid shooting from this thing on the move from time to time, obviously. And it also means you can get into quite close battles. Not really brawling, but close battles. This dispersion on the move have a reason though. The weirdest aiming arc in the game. 2 degrees to the left, 10 degrees to the right. Most TDs do 10 to both sides or more. ISU-152 was known for its narrow aiming arc and it does 8 to both sides as well. So when some enemy tank is going left, you will rely on that gun dispersion on the move as you will need to turn your whole tank. So this gun is great to compete with tier 7s and kind of tier 8s. Tier 9s? Not so much. Moving on to mobility, ISU-130 and 152 are actually almost identical. Same top speed of 43, same reverse of 12. ISU-130 have less power but have lower terrain resistances, so it's almost the same as ISU-152. Here I'd pick controls as 28 traverse is pretty low and you might end up in close battles, so a bit of traverse speed can get handy. Armor is not really much different from 152 or 122S, so don't shoot mantlet and focus on the frontal plate. 130 have also a weaker sight, so angling makes no sense and most of the shells gets in. So if you want to fight close combat, do it wisely and don't get targeted. If you do, your reverse will not help you and you are likely to be dead, unless you can out DPM your opponent. All in all, this is rather, I don't know, unusual, weird, I don't really know. It's a mixed bag. It is TD with a naval gun. It lacks penetration, but it can do massive amount of damage. Drives like any other ISU, get hits like any other ISU when it gets spotted, but it is just worse ISU. This tank have the worst win rate of all premium tanks in the game. Out of all premiums, not just tier 8s, all of them. And tier 4 tier, it is, I think, the worst ISU, and yet I like it. I quite enjoyed this tank. I can't say it is a good one, but it has something going on. Maybe the fire rate is what makes this appealing. Maybe the 530 damage per shot accompanied with it. All I know, it feels alright. But should you get it? Well, if you like something really unusual, get it. If you like ISU-152 and you hope you'll get something similar, don't waste your gold. 12,500 is a lot, and if you spend 1,500 more, you can permanently enrich already mentioned 152. You'll have a tank you'll enjoy, and it earns even more credits than 130 then. And if you want some premium ISU, I'd wait for ISU 122S, which tier 4 tier is just better, and yet kind of different tank. This is not really ISU as we know it. Maybe I'm playing incorrectly, maybe sitting in the back and shooting with the laser gun is what makes this magic, but then I would take many other TDs, including 152. The dispersion on the move makes me feel I can push on and have aggressive playstyle, being able to pull out some really nice games. But as statistics says, that doesn't happen that often as on other premium tanks. So, welcome to very short, yet very nice master replay. We are on 4 Despair, enemy is kind of heavy, IS-5 and Löwe, and we have rather low armored MX-1390 and CDC. They have also VK-100-01P, so all the tanks you might struggle to penetrate with this tank. I am the only one covering A, looks like no one is coming here, and there is some brawl around B. And as I said earlier, this tank is not really an ISU, it is aggressive tank, and you can see the reticle or the aiming circle is so small you can actually fire right away. Like here, the RU, I switch to HE, 3, 2, 1, bam, 583, not that great, still good. Reloading, I'm being ignored. Another shot, only how much? 200 something? Oh, that's unlucky. Now I lost my driver and gunner as well. And there we are. I didn't need to stop much to be able to shoot. And that's RU-251 out of the game already and 1000 damage. There we are, 3 to 1. Bam! That's another lovely kill, and you see how fast you can shoot. You don't really need to aim because that aiming circle is already small. Now I switched to a premium AP shell. I wanted to use it to maximize my damage output from the side. I really hope I can penetrate it, but I was wrong. It was a flat side and you were not able to penetrate VK 101p. That might be a bad play, but we scored another lovely damage. VK will be out of the game. I have 160 health points. There is J Panther hiding in a bush. I reloaded. I waited till my camera will reset. He looks at me. Premium AP shell. There we are. 650 damage. That's third kill and J Panther out of the game. 3 guys to go. Prepared my AP shell, premium AP shell, and that's another bounce. And that's unfortunate bounce because T44 100 is not even like heavily armored on the front. He played well now, he wanted to go and kill me, but the reload is much better than on ISU-152. And there we are, there's a 4th kill and we got rid of lovely T44 100. And that's it. The very short mastery gameplay. I didn't kept a single base, so all this is deserved by dealing damage. And there we are, 3323 damage, quite a lot within my team. From a experience point of view, we did 971 experience from damage cost. 235 from active actions. I think that might be related to... Question to what? Alright, I have no idea what all these active actions might be. Alright, and some team bonus. Yeah. Well, I still think it's not good for you if you want to play it like ISU-152. It is good for you if you like to play it like SU-101 or other aggressive TDs, and it's pretty fun. Yeah, so still unusual combination. If we consider this is the worst performing tier, this is the worst performing premium tank in the game, right? Alright. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do so, please subscribe to my channel and give it this video a like. If you didn't and think this video is trash, give it a dislike, obviously, so I will know. I hope I'll see you in next video. I'll wish you loads of great games and loads of ammo boxes and engine fires. And obviously not yours, the red ones. See you guys.